All right, so I'm going to break down one of my sessions just so everyone can kind of see how I do this. So the first thing you're seeing at A1 and A2, that means that it's a superset. So do the farmer's carry, then do the TRX rows. That's going to be a little bit of a movement prep and just getting some blood flow and just waking up the upper body, right? So farmer's carry to me is something that's postural. It does have some grip benefits, but most of the time you're not going to go heavy enough unless you have some seriously heavy weights. But it's a postural thing. It's going to make you kind of stand upright, have to organize yourself. It's going to make you go through motion as well, which is always a good thing. TRX rows, just getting some blood into the biceps, into the back, and just kind of waking up the upper body a little bit. But neither of those is particularly stressful or straining. Then we're going to go into a barbell bench press using a top set. So that top set, you're going to probably work up to that, right? So depending on what that means for you, but anywhere between like 1 to probably like 2 to 3 sets realistically to get up to that weight. And then you're going to drop it down a little bit into that barbell bench press for a 2x8, right? So hit that top set, take maybe 2 to 3 minutes off, and then drop down into a barbell bench press, 2 sets of 8. And that's probably going to be like, for me, that drop down would be like from 315 to maybe 245-ish, depending on how that feels. But obviously some people are going to be more comfortable and some people are going to be less comfortable with the given movements. It's just making sure that you use something where like that 2x8 is at like an RPE of 7, right? So you still want 2 stimulating sets. And then you're going to go into chin-ups, 2x12. I put 12, but realistically it's like you want like 1 or 2 reps in reserve. So for me, I'm probably going to fail around like 10-ish if I want to keep some reps in reserve, right? Chin-ups aren't my strong suit. I'm pretty heavy right now, so they kind of get me pretty bad. But that's a vertical pull being paired with a unilateral lower body squat pattern. So that rear foot elevated split squat or Bulgarian split squat. Those are just going to pair really nicely. They're not going to interfere with each other too much, right? Even if your lower body's tired, it's not going to make chin-ups any harder. You're going to be tired after the set, but it's not going to be necessarily too hard for you to get those done. And then we're just going into some arm work, triceps, and alternating dumbbell curls, just getting a pump there. I think arm work is quote-unquote functional, right? The stronger you are, the stronger you can generally be. And also, if you can put muscle mass on in your arms, it's almost always going to be of benefit to you somehow. So there's no reason not to, but it's simple, it's effective. This programming just works for me really well, and obviously what works for me isn't always going to work for everybody else, but this is just a way of seeing how I approach my sessions.